What's up everybody? In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to get more FPS in Fortnite. I'm going to be showing you tips that you can do in the actual settings and tips that you can do on your actual PC, and I'm going to be giving console people some tips too, so stay tuned and yeah, hopefully this can raise your FPS. Okay, so starting off, okay, I'm just going to turn on my FPS right now on the settings that I have right now, and I'm going to be going over everything you guys need to know, so don't worry about that. I'm going to be turning my FPS on. Boom, look at that. I'm at 1,100 right now, and I guarantee you when I go through all these tips, I'm going to be way above that. So let's get right into the video. I'm going to leave the match and show you guys everything you need to know. First of all, when you're in the lobby, go to your settings, and right here, this is very important. If you have a 1080p monitor, and if your PC can run like at 144 FPS, 120 FPS, it really all depends on if you want to do this. Put it on 1080p. Mine can handle it. Mine can handle really any FPS that I throw at it at 1080p. So, but if you can't get like over 100 FPS on 1080p, bring that down to 900 or even 720. That's what we're gonna do. Actually, I'm not gonna, that kind of messes. I'm just gonna put it back on 1080p, but we're gonna go to 720 when we get in the actual game. And you want to cap your FPS. Let's say you can't even get 120. I would just recommend putting it on 120 right now. Put it on 120 right now, and when we go through all these settings, hopefully it should push it closer to that 120 mark. And these don't really matter. This definitely matters. Okay, so you want to be on performance mode, not DirectX 12 or not DirectX 11. Those are not good for performance. You want to be on performance mode, and when you get on here, you want to turn everything on low, the view distance on low, textures on low, meshes on low, and you can even really mess with this. I'd bring this down to probably about 75. Yeah, 75, because you can still make out things in the distance at 75, but I'm putting on 100 because my PC can run at 100. Actually, let's just put it on 75 just so I can see how much FPS I can get. And I'm gonna give you console people some tips real quick. When I had a console, and just make sure it's up to date. And because my console used to run hot and my FPS used to drop like to 30 or 20, so I would put like a little fan facing towards the exhaust, I guess you could say, and that cooled it down a lot, and I got like more stable FPS around like 40 or 50 FPS because everything's cool. So yeah, that's what I recommend for you console people. And for PC people, I'm going to show you actual settings that you can do on your PC to raise your FPS. So let me show you guys that right now. Okay, once you're on your PC, the first thing you want to do is come down here, press that, right click it, or no, just press that, and anything that you don't need, take it off. Okay, so I'm not in Fortnite right now, so I'd exit out of that. And when you're actually in Fortnite, you can actually exit out of the Epic Games thing too, so that's not kind of running in the background taking up your CPU performance. So I'm gonna show you guys that too. There's a bunch of things that I can take off, but my PC can kind of handle that stuff because I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, so it kind of helps out with that. Okay, so the next thing, if you have a NVIDIA graphics card, you want to go to GeForce Experience. If you don't have this, I think you can just go to Google Chrome and download it, or whatever you use. Go there and download it. Let's make this bigger. You want to go to drivers, and you want to go to check for updates. And if your graphics card is not up to date, that's gonna mess with your performance a lot, because it's not up to date. It doesn't have the newest drivers for it. So I'd recommend doing that. And now, look, we can exit out of that. Boom, there's a little bit of extra boost for our CPU. Boom, that's good. Next, you want to go to your settings. I'm on Windows 11, so I'm not really sure how Windows 10 works with this, but you go to your settings, Windows up, and if you have updates, you want to update it and restart your PC. Yep, see, I have one. I didn't even know I had one. Okay, so that's probably gonna help my performance out a lot. I'm gonna let that download, and then I'm gonna restart my PC. Let's go back over that. exit out of anything you don't need right here. Seriously, when I was on my lower end PC, this helped me out a lot. So yeah, do that. Make sure your graphics card is up to date. Remember, go to your drivers, check for updates, and that's gonna help your performance out a ton. Trust me, guys, because you get a lot of micro stutters if you don't update your graphics card. And for you AMD people, your AMD graphics cards, I do not know how to update that. I'm pretty sure you can just look that up on YouTube, a tutorial. I'm sorry, I'm just not really sure how to do that on AMD, sorry. So yeah, exit out of anything you don't need right there. This is done. So I'm gonna restart my PC and we're gonna get back with you guys and we're gonna see how much FPS we actually get. Alright, so we're back in Fortnite and I actually cannot go to 900 or 720p because it messes up my recording, but I am gonna go on 75% 3D resolution, and after all the other settings, exiting out, helping the CPU out with this right here. You guys can see that probably, but exiting out your little icons and updating your system or your graphics card. And another thing I didn't mention, guys, if you have software where you can raise your fan speed, do that, because when I was on my lower end system, I think I forgot what it was called, but it's a software where you can raise your fan speed, and that helps your FPS out a lot because it's keeping your GPU and your CPU at a lower temperature and they can just run better. So yeah, I'd recommend doing that. And after updating the system and everything else, let's go into a game and see how much FPS we can get. And I didn't even update my graphics card because I already did that a couple days ago. So we're at peak performance, or almost peak performance, because I'm actually recording on this PC, so it's gonna take a little hit, but it should still be good. So yeah, we're actually at around 1,100, 1,000, around 1,001 or 1,200, something like that. And I cannot go to, but if I was on 720p or 900p, that would raise a lot. And you guys gotta remember that I'm actually recording on this PC too. That actually raised my FPS for about 100-ish. Something like that. So yeah, it's actually around 1,200 right now, so that's 100 FPS. That's not bad. That's a tutorial. If you want higher FPS and lower input delay, I'd recommend just following those steps, because it's not really changing that much unless you're changing your resolution, like 720p or 1080p or whatever like that. Yeah, that's kind of a bigger deal, because the further away object is, it's kind of hard to make out what it is at like 720p or something like that. So yeah, there's actually other methods like display scaling and stretch resolution. I know you can do that. So maybe if you guys want a tutorial like that in the future, let me know. I used to know how to do that because I did it on my old computer. So yeah, that raises your FPS a lot. Like stretch resolution, it gave me like 200, not 200 FPS. It gave me like 80 extra FPS. So it really helped out a lot. And yeah, if you guys liked the video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video or tutorial, whatever you guys want to see. Let me know in the comments. And yeah, bye guys.